And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Alright, well, there are a lot of changes between last episode and this one, and I'd like to cover them here as fast as I possibly can. First of all, I've updated several mods. I sent a blast out on Twitter regarding all the mod updates that I did. But I updated the rebalance mod, the nuclear power mod, as well as added a brand new mod that is highly needed, largely requested, and it was pretty simple to implement. And that is the basic GAKs. GAK is GAC, stands for Generic Auto Crafter, and that is pretty much any machine that just does one task. Let's see, like the missile assemblers, those are GAKs. Let's see, the organic reassembler, those are GAKs, I believe. I think they're GAKs. But most of the machines, anytime you have a machine that doesn't require a manufacturing plant to make. There are a lot of GAKs in the game, and so I added a GAK, 3 GAKs in fact, and let's find them. I don't have to research anything because they unlock pretty early in the game, but they should be in here somewhere. There they are. No, that's not it. There they are. The Iron Gear Crafter, the Lightweight Machine Housing Crafter, and the Servo Motor Crafter. So all 3 of those I added as GAKs. And as such, I made it so they are simple and they are very useful when trying to automate certain things. So the Iron Gear Crafter obviously crafts iron gears, same recipe. 1 iron to 5 gears. Lightweight Machine Housing Crafter. This is a little change in the recipe because it's like a tier 0 item, and usually you would have to craft the tin plates and then manually craft the lightweight machine housings. I wanted to keep it as a single step. So the Lightweight Machine Housing Crafter, those actually only need 10 bars instead of 10 plates. So, and the recipe is the same. 6 tin bars give you a lightweight machine housing. And the Servo Motor Crafter, also a little bit more optimized to automate it. It requires, instead of 3 copper per servo motor, it only requires 2. I did that for 2 reasons. One is you're automating it, so it's a little bit more efficient. A machine is doing it, and maybe there's less waste. And the other reason is 2 is much easier to automate with logistics hoppers than 3. So I just made that little change. But with the new GAKs, I would be able to come over here and take that nasty bit of work that I did over here trying to automate the lightweight machine housings over here with this very inefficient system, and I'd be able to then use, if I can find it, there it is. So this is remove and this is add. So all I need to do is put the lightweight machine housing in there. Yes, it's a stamper. There's no new models or anything. It's the same. Look at that, 200 nano disintegrators in there. So now I'm able to take all of this down, and I have some tin bars or tin plates in my inventory, so I'm not too concerned with having a few more in there. So now I'm able to take just the tin bars and put them in. So I'm going to cue that. And this is 5 power per second, and it requires 10 bars. So there's no output, so it's locked. This thing don't work because this thing has lightweight machine housings in it. and I have 200 more nano disintegrators. I have 42. I grabbed a few to clear out the tunnel for the nuclear power. Now, that takes care of the GAK mods. And the main reason I did that is because I want to automate something that normally is a pretty brutal automation process. And I want to automate minecarts. And they require a lot of servo motors and lightweight machine housings and all that kind of stuff. So in order to do that more efficiently, I created that GAK mod. So it is up on the workshop for everybody to use. And if you want to change the recipes back to vanilla, you just need to go into the mod files. The XML files for the generic auto crafters are pretty easy to find. Check out my mod tutorial on editing config files, and that'll give you an idea of how to find the mod. But the config files for the generic autocrafters are in their own generic autocrafter directory, and you just edit the recipe list to reflect either tin plate or copper bars, the amount, and you can tweak that all you want. The other big change I made is to the recipe rebalance mod, and basically I just added a bunch of one-click craft blocks. So now the particle filter, the compressor, storage, and bottler are all one-click craft. So you just need to craft, and the recipe costs weren't changed. The filter was already rebalanced. I already made this cheaper, and so I just used that cheaper formula and expanded it to include the full recipe. And finally, the batteries, the Mark IV and Mark V batteries are one-click craft. So you can just craft, one of these. It was just one click as long as you have the required components. And again, the costs weren't changed. You still need the items to build it. And there are a couple other one-click craft. I know I did the conduits, so the conduits are now one-click craft, so I can just craft these in one click, which is going to be nice. And the smelting, I know I changed the blast furnace to be one-click craft as well. So there's quite a few one-click crafts. Now, finally, the reactor mod. This was actually a minor code change. Just a single line of code was tweaked. And let's collect that research. I don't really want to do that quite yet. 8 likes in the dark. I don't really want to do that quite yet. But the nuclear power mod was changed. The reactor itself was tweaked. So if we go in here and look at all the reactor stuff. So I want to unlock all of this stuff. So the uranium trencher motor, the uranium trencher head, the centrifuge, the reactor itself, the composite alloy smelter. These are all GAKs, by the way. Composite alloy smelter, empty fuel rod crafter, yellow cake processor, and primed fuel rod crafter. So all of those are now good to go. Now the main change to the nuclear power mod is how the reactor generates power. Before, the reactor would generate power as long as it had space available. And so it would chew through your power, chew through your fuel rod extremely fast. So the example I set in the change notes basically states, if you had a reactor and you put one fuel and one freeze-on in it, that will last 60 seconds. Now, one fuel will actually generate 3 million power. That's kind of how the math works. So one fuel is 3 million power. Once the reactor is full, and it has a 5 million power buffer, once it's full, before, if you let's say you had a reactor and it was full power, so it had 5 million power in it. If you hooked up a machine and it was only using 10 power per second, the reactor would see that it had, in one tick, it would have 10 less power, and it would generate another 50,000 power. And unfortunately, that used, in order to generate 10 power, it used your fuel up. The change that I made is it only generates the power if it has enough space for the full amount that it can generate in that one tick. And so 50,000 power per second divided by 5 is roughly 10,000 power per low frequency tick, because there's 5 of those every second. So the basics are, it's far more efficient when not using very much power. So you can hook it up, and it will only draw power. It will only generate power if it has the space for it. And it's just a minor tweak, but it makes a big difference, and it's far more fuel efficient. I haven't gotten really any major feedback on that mod. So I went ahead and made that change, not knowing if people would be unhappy with it, if they were happy with the old system or what. So it was a shot in the dark. So let me know if you're using that mod, if that is a favorable change or if it is not a favorable change. All right. For the reactor, I want, let's go to mining, and let's see if there it is. These are not one-click craft. I would have to go into that mod specifically and change it. But for now, we're just going to look at what the requirements are. So I need some of this high-strength composite alloy in order to get this going. And that is, I'm going to need a lot of that. So let's set up the composite alloy smelter. If I can find it, I think it might be under manufacturing. There it is, composite alloy smelter. I need some more moly. So let's bounce over here. I just want to grab a bunch of it. Now that we're mining at 100% efficiency, I don't mind having a little bit more stuff ready to go. So that will really jumpstart the mining, because those are going to make multiple trips, really empty out my space there. So let's go over here. I want composite alloy smelter. This requires chrome and molybdenum. Let's craft 2 of these, and we're going to want to automate this. So let's go way down at the end. I still want to automate minecarts, but I want to do so a little bit later. I'm as you can see, I'm mining out the more space for the factory, because we are right near the end of the factory here. So got to have some more space, because we're going to bring in some chrome and some molybdenum. I don't know. I actually think these composite alloy smelters use quite a bit of power, if I remember right. 300 power per second. So we're going to want a little power for this. And I think I might be able to just bleed off of this line here, because these are not being used very much at all. I must have miscalculated how much power those use in order for that to be so limited like that. And I don't think I have an induction charger to speak of. So these require, let's see what the requirements are. 1 chrome and 1 molybdenum give the amount that we want. And I'm going to want, I'm not sure. Oops. Alloy smelter. Not sure how fast they go. I would like to feed chrome and molybdenum right into there with a with like a rapid splitter, or not a splitter, a rapid zipper merge. And now I want huge storage hopper here and here, and remove only. And this is add, and this is add. So this should, once it's set up, so let's find out where chrome and molybdenum are. Down here. So these two need to come up. So let's figure out where a good spot for that is. So this is the middle. Okay, so we have moly here and chrome here. I want to get rid of these because those kind of break the pattern. Okay, so I'll be able to bring up molybdenum like right here, and then chromium right here. And then let's see if I can make a zipper merge. Let's look at logistics and rapid zipper merge. Oh, I have one already. Okay, good, good, good. All right, now I want the rapid zipper merge right here. This is perfect for it. Right in between. So let's see if I can find it. There it is. Oh, I found that a lot faster than I thought it was gonna. Okay, now let's go to tubes. And this tube, come up. This tube, come up. In there. In there. Cover that up. In there. So that should rapidly put some pep in the step there. Okay, now for power, these are each going to consume 300 power per second, which is considerable. And as such, this is 400. It's enough power. This is enough power. So I'm going to put a battery here with another laser going that way, just in case. I'm gonna, yeah. For some reason now, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna see. I have a Mark II solar on there, so that's probably what's helping that. I could build, a battery out there, put a Mark II solar on it, but we've got plenty of power coming in here, so we're gonna maximize this process here. So I want, whoa, oh, I put those in the wrong spot. Actually, this does need to be there. So we have a battery there, and we have a laser going that way. These are 320 power per second, so these are plenty of power. And these are going to push into there. And this has a 5,000 power buffer. So we don't mind that too much. So yeah, this one laser beaming, 1,600 power per second, or rather roughly 900 power per second when it's maxed out, will get split into 600 power per second. So that's fine. Now we just need to go down and add the large storage hopper here, which I think is in the wrong spot, and the other one is going to be right here. So I think we're going to build that out like that, that out like that. And since these are only a single pipe, I don't need to worry about bending, wrapping around or anything like that. I can just build these out like this. And now we should see at least a little bit of progress. And what is the craft time on this? 3 seconds. Good, good, good. So now we are building up, and I want to bring these into a 2000 slot hopper. And let's grab one. And then you can notice the bar is now a rainbow. That's the other change I made to the mod. DJ actually added that bar a couple months ago for me, and that was in a previous patch. So I needed to make sure that patch went mainline before I made that change. Otherwise, you would have gotten a bad block right there. It wouldn't have shown. So I need to set. There it is. I'm going to set that right there. And we're going to set that up like that. So that should give us lots of high-strength composite alloy. Lots and lots. And how is this keeping up? Okay, this is doing just fine. So that's able to keep up. That rapid zipper merge really, really helps move this material as fast as possible. So looks like we are doing good. I've got these two things. Looks like they are generating. Looks like they're going pretty steady. And how is this? This has not dropped at all, so we are good on power here. And how many more lenses do we have? I've got a lot of lenses now. Look at that, another 300 lenses. I got 1,500 lenses now, which is great. Looks like there's a little coal in here I'm going to have to clear out with the clear ore command. But that's fine. It's one of the reasons why I built it in there. So, there's 101 high-strength composite fuel, and it uses the same shader as the alloyed machine block. So that's why, you've got the same look. I just wanted something unique as the composite alloy, and so it's a beautiful bar that DJ added for me. So many thanks to him for that. So we are on our way to the promised land here of nuclear reactors. I want to get this up and running as fast as possible so I can build up a store of primed fuel rods to use with a reactor. Okay, well, that will have to do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.